Neymar had barely stepped into the charity auction when the cameras were already chasing him. Fans were chanting his name, and the entire room seemed to revolve around one man. But while everyone was celebrating Neymar the superstar, the Brazilian had something else on his mind: Santos. In the middle of a night dedicated to helping thousands of people, Neymar was preparing to leave early because his club needed him. And just hours later, he would step onto the pitch and play a role in a crucial Santos moment. This wasn't just another Neymar appearance. It was a night that showed the completely different sides of one of football's most famous players. The evening began with Neymar making his way to the charity auction connected to the Neymar Jr. Institute. From the moment he arrived, the atmosphere was full of excitement. Cameras followed him, fans greeted him, and people around the event were clearly thrilled to have one of Brazil's biggest sporting icons in the building. But behind all the attention was a much more important reason for Neymar to be there. The Neymar Jr. Institute has become one of the most meaningful parts of his life outside football. The organization works to support children, teenagers, and families, creating opportunities and helping transform lives. And Neymar has always spoken with enormous pride about that work. During the event, he took the stage and delivered an emotional message to everyone who had contributed. For Neymar, the Institute represents something far greater than a charity project. He described it as the biggest goal he has scored in his career. Think about that for a second. Neymar has scored some incredible goals. He has played for Santos, Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, and Brazil. He has won major trophies, played in World Cups, produced unforgettable dribbles, and created moments that football fans will remember for generations. Yet when asked to identify the greatest achievement of his career, he points toward the lives being changed away from the football pitch. That tells you just how important this work has become to him. The event continued with auctions, celebrations, applause, and fans showing their appreciation. Neymar's name echoed around the room, creating an atmosphere that almost felt like a football stadium. But Neymar couldn't stay forever. There was another responsibility waiting for him: Santos. The club had a match coming up, and Neymar knew he needed to be there. Even while attending the charity event, he was still thinking about football. He joked about the constant speculation surrounding Santos and the media predictions about lineups and his role in the team. That's something Neymar has lived with throughout his entire career. Whenever he plays, there are headlines. Whenever he doesn't play, there are questions. Whenever he scores, people celebrate. Whenever he struggles, the criticism begins. But this time, Neymar had an opportunity to answer on the pitch. And when he finally entered the match, the Santos supporters immediately felt that familiar excitement. Because Neymar doesn't simply enter a football match. He changes the atmosphere. The moment he steps onto the pitch, every touch gets attention. Every run creates anticipation. Every pass carries the possibility of something special. Santos fans have seen this before. They remember the young Neymar who first exploded onto the football scene at the club. They remember the skills, the goals, the confidence, and the unbelievable ability that eventually took him to European football. Now, years later, he was back wearing the Santos shirt, and the emotional connection was still there. The supporters wanted to see their star produce another special moment. And eventually, that moment arrived. Santos pushed forward. The attack developed. Neymar became involved. The ball was played toward Ron, and suddenly the opportunity was there. One touch. One finish. Goal. Santos had found the breakthrough, and the celebrations erupted. The supporters celebrated. The players celebrated. And Neymar was right there in the middle of the moment. For Santos fans, these are the scenes they want to see more often. Neymar creating. Neymar influencing. Neymar helping Santos. And while one goal may look like just another moment on the score sheet, it represented something bigger. It showed that Neymar still wants to be involved. He still wants to compete. He still wants to make a difference. And most importantly, he still cares deeply about Santos. But the night wasn't without frustration. After the match, Neymar expressed his disappointment about situations that he felt had once again interfered with the football itself. For a player with such a strong desire to compete, those moments can be difficult. Neymar wants the focus to remain on football. He wants to play. He wants to create. He wants to win. But his career has always existed under an enormous spotlight, and that spotlight isn't going away. Everything Neymar does becomes a talking point. Even a charity appearance can become football news. Even a joke can become a headline. Even a few minutes on the pitch can create millions of reactions online. That's the reality of being Neymar Jr. But perhaps the most powerful part of this night wasn't the goal, the auction, or even the chance. It was the contrast. On one side, Neymar was the global superstar surrounded by cameras, celebrities, fans, and attention. On the other, he was the man proudly talking about an institute dedicated to changing young people's lives. And then there was Neymar the footballer, leaving the event early because Santos needed him. Three different sides of the same person. The celebrity, the philanthropist, the footballer. And all three appeared on the same night. If you're enjoying this story and want more Neymar, Santos, and football content, make sure you subscribe to Sports Freak. We're bringing you the biggest football stories, the most emotional moments, and the details behind the headlines. Because Neymar's legacy is no longer just about what happens inside a stadium. Of course, his football achievements will always be a huge part of his story. The Santos breakthrough. The Barcelona years. The incredible partnership with Lionel Messi and Luis Suarez. The Paris Saint-Germain chapter. The Brazilian national team. The spectacular goals. The unforgettable skills. But there is another part of his legacy being created away from football. The Neymar Jr. Institute is helping turn his success into opportunities for other people. And perhaps that's why his statement about the institute being the biggest goal of his career carries so much weight. Football gave Neymar a platform. Now he's using that platform to give something back. And while his career continues, there is still plenty left to prove on the pitch. Santos supporters still expect magic. Brazilian football still watches every move. And millions of Neymar fans around the world are waiting for the next big moment. Because even after everything he has accomplished, Neymar remains one of those players who can change a game with a single touch. One pass, one dribble, one finish, one moment of inspiration. That's the Neymar effect. And on this night, that effect was visible everywhere. From the charity auction to the Santos dressing room. From the cheers of fans to the pressure of competition. From helping people away from football to helping his team on the pitch. Neymar's night was a perfect reminder that his story has never been simple. It has always been filled with emotion, pressure, controversy, brilliance, generosity, and ambition. And the biggest question now isn't whether Neymar has already created a legendary career. He has. The question is what the final chapters will look like. How many more magical moments can he create? How many more goals can he contribute? How many more young lives can his institute influence? And how will Santos remember the return of one of its greatest ever stars? Those answers are still being written. But one thing is already clear. Neymar isn't finished. He's still fighting. He's still creating. He's still inspiring. And whether he's holding a microphone at a charity event or standing over the ball inside a packed stadium, the attention follows him. That's what happens when you're Neymar Jr. And that's why millions of football fans continue to watch every step of his journey. If you want to follow that journey with us, subscribe to Sports Freak and stay with us for more Neymar stories, Santos updates, football news, and unforgettable moments from the beautiful game. The auction ended. The match ended. But Neymar's story continues. And if this night showed us anything, it's that his greatest impact may not come from a single goal or trophy. It may come from everything he leaves behind.